Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So before I continue showing you guys the top 8 matches of the Hong Kong VG Fest, which I'm still editing because as I said in the report video that it takes some time to even just scanning through them. So please give me some time while I'm giving you something else in the meantime so I can buy myself some time to review and edit the content, and then I will show you guys hopefully next week. So today I'm going through a deck profile which is lyrical monasterio, and it's the new right line, and it's the only one that I picked because I find this right line a little bit interesting, and when I played it I feel super fun with this right line. Is the Michu right line. So this is definitely something that when you play a lot of set orders, you have so many thoughts on this card, especially if you're a Stoicia player. Now, she involves a new new mechanic that is called, I think it's Cannon. Not too sure how the ENSI making it right now. It's a cannonball, so I'll just stick with cannonball for now. So it's basically you can just declare to use it with the skill, but this cannonball skill can be changed with certain condition, which is involving set orders, and we will get to that. And this card also gives you a chance to counterblast one, draw one card, and then you discard one card, or you choose to call into your regard circle if you have a specific set order which is all set. So it's very similar to Leonor, that you get to counterblast one, draw one, and see if you discard the card or actually call it, like from hand. It doesn't have to be that specific card that you draw. So this gives me a very hard feelings on when I'm comparing with Leonor and this build, that yes, Leonor get a lot of boost, making a very strong power line for a Vanguard, but this gives you removal. This card gives you removal, right? So yeah, and this card also involving a lot of different stuff, because she's also a glitter, so you can, with the partner, can actually do a lot of things. And the rest of the right line is basically different grades of Michu. So the grade 1 gets you the order or sets. Grade 2 allows you to look at top 5 to find your partner, or actually one of the cannonball order, so that you can get prepared. But you don't always get one, but you at least get a chance to do it. And then you go to grade 3 and you're starting to do your stuff. That what I have just talked about. So we put it here, and let's go through the main deck. First thing first, we do need a all set. Some people play 2. I am okay with 1 because you only need 1. This card is basically not going anywhere so far. We don't have set order removals yet, and you won't be shooting this order out, so don't worry about that. And this card is basically the key for you to keep using your skill, keep doing what you want to do. If without this card, you basically can't function. This card, when it's on order zone, and if you have a Michu Vanguard, you can rest this order, soul charge 1, and you can put up to 1 cannonball card to your order zone. So it's also speeding up the chances you get all your cannonballs on the field, so you can just simply rush. And what good about this card is every single turn you just rest it and soul charge 1, and because your Michu need to soul blast 2 to actually use the cannonball skill, so if you don't soul charge, you're going to be in trouble. When I first played test with this deck, I didn't actually do that, and then I find the soul is going up so quick. But after I start doing it basically every single turn, it really changes things a lot, and I can just basically shoot my cannonball every single turn and be happy with it. So it's key that you have this order and make sure you use it. In the order of using this order card or your Graveyard Michu is really up to you, depending on if you have the order. If you would like to have a chance to draw extra card, use the Michu first and use the offset. If you already have one, use the offset and then you can go back to Michu. And then 4 of the Cannonball order, which is a flower cannonball. So this card is so wonderful. Usually we just don't quite care about the counterblast one to play it, because you do have offset to help you just put the card to order zone directly. So you care less about the counterblast cost, but if you really want to speed it up, you can do it. But make sure you can only play a order card once per turn. So basically offset is helping you, at least you can do 2 on the same turn, because you place one and then you play one, so it's 2 different things. And as long as this card is being placed, you can draw one. So even if you use your offset skill to put it down, you still get to draw one. And that means it's basically a 1-to-1 exchange, so you don't lose anything. And what this card is great about is when your opponent is Graveyard Higher Vanguard, is when you have a Michu Graveyard Higher Vanguard, sorry about that. So if your Vanguard is Graveyard Michu, you can put this card to drop zone from your order zone, and during the turn your Vanguard Cannonball skill, instead of Soul Blast 2, pop a unit plus 5, now you can actually change it to choose 3 of your units plus 10k. And this is really important when you see the partner. You usually need to give the power to one of your partners so that they can do some great stuff, and you can pump your front line like a person, right? But then you actually lose the retiring effect, so you get to choose. If you are going all out with power, you drop this to your drop zone. But if you can stay with a little bit low power while trying to remove some annoying units, because sometimes you can't do it by attacking, you get to use Michu's skill to actually pop that unit. So you get to choose. So don't spam this order. When you see it fits, do it. If not, you are okay to keep it on the order zone, and when you use it, you use it, right? And the next 3 more Michus, just because is Personality is good, plus 10k to the front row, and I will also tell you why this Personality is important too. And then we get more souls. There's a lot of things, right? And then 4 of the Vine, or maybe people call it fine, but I think it's Vine, just depending on the Japanese name. So when this unit attacks the Vanguard, if all sets is in your order zone, you get 5k plus. Simple, right? And if you put a set order from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck, you get another 5k. So she can be a potential 23k attacker, and then with your flower cannonball you can pump it to 33, which is very big already, and with Personality can reach 43. That is crazy, right? And what you need to do is basically activate one of your flower cannonball center to drop, Soul Blast 2, then you get there, because this card needs to return an order card, set order card to your bottom of the deck, and this will go to drop. So it's basically a good cycle. And if you don't want the order card go back to your bottom of the deck, you do have Rimori that you can Soul Blast 1 on attack hits to put one of your cannonball from your drop zone back to your order zone. So you get to return to deck if you want to, or you can just try to keep on hit pressure to bring it back so you can do it again. And when this unit attacks a Graveyard Higher unit, which you usually will hit it with your Vanguard unless you're trying to pressure your opponent's Regard, which will likely not be a Graveyard. If you do have it all set, then during the battle this card will get plus 5k. So it's a potential 15k attacker. If you use your fire cannonball to pump him up, can be 25, personal right to 35, right? So the numbers are easy, the skills are also easy to just pick it up. That's why I choose this deck, and I'm also suggesting the deck to you guys. Now let's talk about the partner, which is Kuno. So she has so many effects, and is so important in this deck. First one is a drop zone skill. If you have a order card that is in your order zone, when a card is put into order zone, if you do not have a unit in its name, you can actually call this unit to the back row of the Riga circle. So unfortunately, you do have to have like playing an order in order to bring her back, but you can simply just play her from hand. But at least you get to have a chance to, like in early stage, that you, because you right in your grade 1, you search for your assets, and then you play it, right? So when you do your ride to your grade 1, you can simply ditch this, get your all sets, play it, and bring this back by Soul Blast 1, which is basically your grade 0, right? And you're ready. And you can get to Soul Charge 1 back with your all set, so everything is fine. And her second skill, which is at the end of the battle your Vanguard attacked, if your opponent's Vanguard is going to be higher, you can come up +1, discard a card, you can stand this unit, and this unit exchange position with your Vanguard, and at the end of the turn you put them back. The souls will still stay on the Vanguard circle, so you will just swapping the top card of your Vanguard, which is the Griffin Michu, and your Kuno. So this allows you to do a few things. One, you can do your 4th attack with Kuno, because she will restand and switch places with Michu. Second, this allows you to attack with your Vanguard, boosting with her, and put all your trigger effects onto her. And this will benefit for 2 attacks. First is the one that she boosting your Michu, and the other one is the attack that Kuno is going to do when she becomes the Vanguard. So the power plus become 2 times worth it, and this can be scary. Also, when you personalize, because it's a skill that basically gives to a player, so your Kuno, when you switch with Michu, you still get that 10k plus, right? And when you use her skill, you usually will also trying to activate your flower cannonball. With personalize, you pump her to 28k base, and this is enough to be a problem, because 28k, a normal 30k Vanguard without a trigger 15k card is not enough, and they need to take that. Yeah, even if it's a single drive, it can be scary, because we're talking about Lyrical Monasterio. As long as a over trigger is suddenly being pulled, the 10k to the whole board except Vanguard is already another great problem to solve. And even without that, you can see all the power calculations that I did, like 43 with personal ride, 35 with personal ride, 28 as a second Vanguard attack. So you can see the attack power of this deck is actually very, very high, and it's really crazy. Okay, next here is the Endless Summer Tatum. So I only run 2 of her because her skill is kind of I won't say weird, but very interesting, but not as helpful as you think it is. So her skill is, if your damage zone have a face up card that you can Soul Blast 1, put a unit card from your hand into your damage face up, and choose a face-up order card in your damage and put it to your hand. So this is a backup plan if your flower cannonball goes through your damage. Make sure you don't counterblast that card. If not, if you do it, you can't pick it back up, right? The downside is you have to put a unit card to your damage. That basically every single unit card in here is important. So it's a little bit of a downside, but having access to getting flower cannonball from your damage and use it is really important, because you always want to have a flower cannonball ready when you want to pump attacks, especially when you can do 4 attacks with your Kuno, right? So I'm running 2 as a backup plan, but if you run 4, I think it's too much, because unless your luck is really that bad, and you do have like some recycle stuff, so you probably just need to do it once or twice, right? And it's an active skill once per turn, unless it get retired, it get prison or anything. You can just simply use a skill when she's on the field, right? So don't need to worry about too much on that. And then 4 of the Ilse, so she is a card that help you search when this unit boosts an attack that hits the Vanguard. Then you can, if you have an offset, so everything have to be when you have offset there, you can look at top 5, you can find a glitter or a set order card, add to your hand. If you do, this card will go to the bottom of the deck. So she is a very good card to be a Vanguard booster, because when she helps to hit while boosting, you get a search. If you search correctly, it goes to the bottom of the deck and empty that back row behind Vanguard circle, and your Kuno can simply just jump it out, right? Because you can search for your glitter, so you can search her, you can search your press her right, and you search the Kuno, you can just drop her next turn, play order, bring her back. So this card is just important, useful, and I'm running 4. And what's left is PGs and some triggers. I didn't use the order PG, you can. I'm just trying to use cards from the set to actually make this deck, because you can see everything is here, also including the triggers, which with the over trigger, you do have the frame rare version, but because it's my friend's case, so I let him keep it, and since I do have like 2 over trigger already, so I'm just using mine. But you can find a frame rare version of the over trigger in the set, so you can find basically every piece from the set without looking backwards. And the crits are in the set, the draws in the set, and also the heals are in the set. So I'm running 8 crit, 3 draw, 4 heals, 1 over trigger. If you can find like replacements on those crits or draw with some better options, you feel free to do that. So far I am good with this, but of course you can always go for better, but this will be enough. And heals, if you want the effect heals, is also inside the set, so you can just like get 1 of each and just chuck them in if you want to. Won't hurt you at all. I do have 1 of each, but I just want to keep it simple. Yeah, so that's basically the list. And what you need to do with this build is to basically find your pieces on time, of course, because things not always be good. So you go from 0, right, and then you go to 1, you get your all sets, then you start charging. If you do have this, you just place it and draw 1. Whenever you have, just do it. And then when you go back to this, what you want to have is like at least one of each, at least, and then bring her back, or just play from hand. Have 1 ready, or like you can just go for this, or things like the Great 2, like this, and it will work. When your opponent is like at 3 damage, I think you can start doing this. You can. But if your opponent is 2 damage, you probably will just go for like a simple swing to just pop a Regan and trying to chase. But of course, if you want the power to help you push your opponents to 5, that also works. And once you do that, what I usually give power to is basically on a V shape to these, because you give power to your Kuno. When you boost, is basically also applying the power to your Vanguard, so you don't need to do 1, 2, 3. You can just do a V shape. And after that, you use the skill, switch, and then you swing again. This is at least 18k, so as long as you can do it, feel free to just start doing it, unless your hand size is really tight, or you don't even have this to start with to give the power, or not even giving a trigger to pump her. That is another story. But yeah, you attack with these, and then if one of them is dropped, you can turn one, or if you do that, you can see if they want to let you hit and get it back here. You just recycle. And then when you have like some great ones, just play them out, or even when you start running out, you can do this and just keep swinging, and use your flower cannonball to just keep applying the pressure, and that should be it. Also, the reason why I'm running 4 is I can't simply bring it back, which I did make a mistake when I play, so I probably won't be showing you guys the fight videos maybe like this Sunday. If I get a chance to actually record again, then I would do it, but I actually didn't record, so because I was just testing it, want to get a feel. But I will be recording this Sunday, I think, so you can see me playing it correctly, that she can only come back from drop when you place an order, so do be careful about that. But that's the reason I play 4, so I can just simply just play her and just do my plays, right? So things will be easy. And at first I didn't actually like keep an eye on which specific deck build to do. Then I see the curse order, I find it okay, curse, what will it do? But I have to say I don't find it interesting. But this makes me feel a lot interesting, because she acts like a Leonor, but doing something better, because you can have more than 3 attacks. Of course, now Leonor also is going to have 4 attacks with the new support that is being revealed. And this just also reminds me with the like different set orders, when you play them, usually there are some restrictions, but this restriction to me I think is kind of acceptable, because even if I don't have the flower cannonball, I can still do my cannonball effects. I can still get the pop unit plus 5 get the Vanguard, and then if I get a trigger, I just give it to my Kuno and still switch for 18k swing for a single drive check, and it can still turn into something, right? Yeah, and by increasing the chances you can drive checks, meaning even if your opponents get a defensive war trigger, you can still try to scare them because you still have drive checks. As long as your over trigger is not out, they might still try to give you a little bit like guard just in case, right? So so far I like this deck so much. I'm having fun with this deck. When good luck, when bad luck, because even when it's bad luck, it's not that bad, just your power line a little bit weaker, but that doesn't mean you can't fight, because some decks like very early office, when you don't have 2 set orders to create the Dark Knight to make your Shadow Army tokens, you're really going to cry. But this deck at least is saving that part. But I think the only weak point with this deck is it decks out very fast, so in return you get high power, you get to keep drawing cards, keep getting resources and such, so that you can just finish the game faster. Yeah, so do give it a try and let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel for more deck profiles, deck fights, and also unboxings, which we will have the new set coming out at the end of the month, and I do have a few unboxing plans coming up, so stay tuned for that. Like this video if you like this deck. Comment down below, let me know any like other specific cards you use, or any like specific right line from this set you are actually going for and why, and we can have a discussion right there. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.